I'm a repeat offender.
Hey, this is ReWandWho presents CaRoLeeN on the Scene. I'm CaRoLeeN Stewart, and we are live at the world-famous Otto Shrunken Head, where Ru does the ReWandWho show every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. You can check it on ustream.com and also extra footage on youtube.com. We are here with StepheN. How are you?
Doing good. I'm enjoying the city.
That's good. This is you told me this is your first time in the city, so.
Yeah, it's my first time.
Oh, how do you like it?
It's great. You know, it was a bit of a culture shock at first, but I can say that, you know, I'm starting to fall in love with the city. It's really good.
Okay, so pretty much, like, you also said that you're a singer-songwriter. Now, how would you describe your sound, so to speak?
Oh man, if I was going to describe the sound, I would describe it as you know, very soulful. You know, it's all about my originality, and you know, it's when I write my songs, when I do my music, it's about me, not about me, but I do it. You know, I write my songs because it's how I feel. It's not about, you know, doing it for anyone else. So.
Okay. You can grab that other mic right there if you feel comfortable.
Yeah,
okay. All right. Let's see how that one sounds. Alrighty. All right. So, what made you become a singer-songwriter? What was the like?
It wasn't so much of I want to do it. It just happened. You know, I started playing, and I started playing the open mics where in Corpus Christi, where I'm from, and it grew into that. I originally was just a cover, you know, I did nothing but covers, and it took a long time to be original,
right?
You know, but now that that's starting to set in, and it's rooted there. So I don't ever see myself, you know, I can't go back to playing covers and stuff.
Right. Now, you said, you know, what would be your go-to cover? Like, which song would you do if you could do it again?
Well, my go-to cover for many years had always been Top Penny, Mary Jane's Last Dance.
Right.
That had always been my main one. You know, every songwriter, I mean, any musician's got their cover song that they, you know, stick to, but I guess that would probably be it.
That would be it? Okay. Now, I understand you're from Corpus Christi, Texas, and David Martinez actually recommended me to you.
Martinez,
yeah.
Martinez is awesome.
Shout out to him. And how did you two connect?
They're in Corpus in the music scene, open mics. Where I'm from, open mics are a big deal. Because you get into open mics, and that's what gets you into gigs. And David saw me at an open mic one night, and you know, David was more further progressed in music than I was at the time, and he's like, man, I'm gonna take you under my wing, and we're gonna do this. And once he gave me that chance, you know, it started taking off after that. So.
Right, and you've always been by yourself, or do you accompany with the band, or?
Yeah, you know, I'm very, you know, when I tell people, you know, I play by myself, you know, I'm a singer, I do it solo, but you know, but for bigger venues and stuff, I have a band, but when I do look at myself, and when I think about my music, it's always been me. I mean, there wasn't anybody with me during the progress of to where I'm at now. You know, it's always just been me. So.
Right. Now, also, like I said, how would you describe in your music in a sense of genre? Like, what would it be? Alternative, indie, progressive?
Yeah, that's kind of hard, you know.
If you can.
Yeah, I know. It would be a folk. It would be a folk blues acoustic. Is really what it would be. It'd be a folk blues acoustic. That would, you know, be it. It's hard to say because I think you think of genre and I think about trying to play a certain way for that genre. But whenever I write music and I play, it's you know, it's from my heart. So I don't think of it as a genre. It's not because I have multiple songs, and you know, one song can sound totally different from another.
Right.
So it's not something I stick to. It's about what I'm going through and what I feel like.
All right. How long will it take for you to write a song? Like a day, a weekend?
Yeah. You know, I got a song that I've written in one day. You know, it's it hits you and you go with it. And sometimes another song it might take me a month to write.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Now, pretty much you've always played guitar, or do you play other instruments as well?
Well, not on a regular basis. I play harmonica when I sing and play guitar. I grew up playing viola.
Okay.
So I've got a little bit of that. Yeah, it's mainly guitar and harmonica.
Okay. So do you have anything music-wise out, like a full EP, or do you have certain songs on SoundCloud?
I got a full EP out. It's called This Town.
Okay.
I just released it January 7th.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, I just released my first album. And once I released that album, it's really when I started touring it.
And this is your first EP?
Right, correct.
Okay, what was that like, being in the studio for the very first time?
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. I mean, at first it was exciting. I mean, just, I couldn't wait to get in there.
Right.
But then once you start recording, it's just, I'm real hard on myself, so I'm like, no, we're gonna do it again.
Right.
We're gonna do it again. And the person that I was recording with at the studio, he wasn't much of a producer. He was like, okay, done recording, do you like it or not? There wasn't no feedback. There was no feedback in my recording. So it was really all upon me. Like, I had to produce it, I had to, organize it, and said, okay, well, I'm gonna bring this guitar in. And I remember one time on one track, we spent like 3 hours on a 10-second guitar lead.
Wow.
And it was grueling. It was real grueling because you got to work with I play by myself. I've always been a singer-songwriter and done my music. But when it came to studio time, I wanted it to be that full sound.
Right,
so
of
when
course.
I got my friends and my buddies in, to do some tracks, it was hard because I had to work around everyone's schedule.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they're like, okay, do you like it, Steven? Because you're the main one. This is your album. So it was tough. It was very tough, and it took about 5 months to do the actual album. So it took quite some time.
At least you're not playing any shows now. But in Corpus Christi, do you have any shows coming up? Or?
Yeah, I sure do. I've got a gig coming up at Cassidy's.
Okay.
Coming up next month. When I get back next week, I got 2 gigs, Scuttlebutts, and on the island.
Okay.
And I've got. They're never the way it is in Corpus. It's like, hey man, can I play next week? Yeah, sure. It's never set up in months or a long time. It's just spur of the moment. It's a real small town.
Okay, well, back to Corpus Christi. I always have this question for CaRoLeeN on the scene. Since I know you've only been here for a couple of days, to compare and contrast, which scene is more better, Corpus Christi music scene or the New York music scene, or just an entirety, a scene?
Of course, I would have to say, they would be, my hometown.
Right.
Because, from experience, I've done South by Southwest. I've done the big city limit, Austin venues, and I've been around. And when I found out from my town is very unique because it's not a competition.
Right.
It's all about everybody helps each other out.
Right.
David Martinez helped me out with this.
No, of course.
So what's so great about my music scene and where I live is it's a big family.
Right.
Everybody wants everybody to succeed.
Okay.
So it's not a battle. So that's great.
All right. So, but you soaked in, so to speak, the New York scene, not only in music but it's in its entirety. So, what is that like to you? Or how is it?
It's definitely new, different. I see where it is, but there's just so much more. There's so much more talent here.
Right.
So much talent. Everybody's so good, And I think that's just what the problem is. It's so hard because everybody's so good. Everybody's so good. You know, and then when they I come from a small town, and somebody from a small town plays out, it gets more of an eye attention,
Right.
So New York is great. I love New York. The people here are nice. I'm starting to warm up to it. It's good though. I love it. I wish I could come here at least once a year,
Oh yeah, definitely I would say around the spring and summertime is where New York really comes to shine, so to speak.
I would really love to get to know some more of the musicians here. I don't, let's just sit, I don't know
Oh, okay.
It's hard to do that.
Well, unfortunately, Ru is actually out of the country right now visiting family. So, do you want to say hi to Ru or anything like that?
Absolutely, Ru. How's it going? Right on.
All right. So, any last shout-outs or?
A shout out to all my musicians back in the place. I mean, everybody there is so good, and they're so good. All my friends, Buddy Trevino, David Martinez, Hope and Hostility, Bethany and Rob Golden. I mean, I've got so many good musician friends, and it's not just about the music. I mean, we go and we come to each other's house, and we get together, and it's such a family. Shout out to all my musician friends. I mean, they're so good.
Okay, great. Now, one more question. Since you said you released your EP January 7th, are you planning on doing a little tour with that EP, or?
Well, I wish I could, not really, because I do have a full-time job,
No, of course.
As much as I love my music, and I love it with passion,
Right.
It's just, when I was a little kid, I knew. When I was a little kid, I knew that, I just was going to do something. I knew I was going to do something. And this is it, this is what I want to do, so this is it.
Oh, all right. All right, thank you so much, Steve. I greatly appreciate it. Have some fun in New York.
You guys are so great. I love it here. Thank you so much.
All right, this is ReWandWho presents CaRoLeeN on the Scene. I'm CaRoLeeN Stewart, keeping the scene alive.